welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue working on the 50-gallon Lowboy. Last week's video was setting this up, so if you missed it, it'll pop up in one of these corners. I'm not sure which one, but one of them. Check out the build on last week's video. It was the Scrapscape challenge, so it was basically, just use whatever you have laying around the house. So I did that challenge. Now it's time to actually order stuff. So I got plants, not very many, just some dwarf Sagittaria that I want to throw in here. We're going to do that first. And then some fish that I'm pretty sure none of you have ever seen. I mean, some of you obviously have seen them. I can't say no one's ever seen them. But they're pretty rare. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be pretty awesome, so stick around. And let's throw these plants in here, and then we'll get to the fish.
Subscribe now.
Alright, so the plant I'm going to be using is just dwarf Sagittaria, one of the easiest plants to grow. Very easy plant. A lot of people will call this a foreground plant, and I can agree with them. It's one of these plants that the more light you have, the shorter it grows. I actually have a book that says the exact opposite, but I have used this plant many times, and under high light it stays pretty small. I don't know what they're talking about, but when I have this plant, put it under some pretty good light, it stays nice and small. It's pretty undemanding, no CO2. Just regular water changes and it'll grow just fine. If you want to use fertilizers or root tabs, I mean, it's not going to hurt, but in my experience, it's not really needed. Now, when you buy this, sometimes it'll have really broad leaves. That means that it's been grown immersed. So luckily mine has already been transitioned. Lucked out there. I bought this from a wholesaler, so really lucked out there. Although with wholesalers not being able to ship and things like that, I have a feeling that a lot of their plants are going to be transformed to immersed grown or submersed by the time I get them, which is kind of nice. I've ordered some fish already. I've got some fish in from the wholesalers. They're way bigger than I normally get them, so you can tell they've been sitting on these things for a while. Honestly, I wish I would have ordered a lot more of this stuff if I had known it was going to come already transitioned to grow underwater. But I didn't even really think about that. But I should have plenty here. I got 10 for this tank. And then some extras for some other tanks and some other plants, but that's for a different video. So, like I said, dwarf Sagittaria, super easy plant, good carpeting plant for beginners if you want a nice carpet. Just remember, if you don't have, in my experience anyways, the book, I have a book that says otherwise, but in my experience, the more light you have, the smaller this stays, which it makes sense, right? If you have low light, it's going to try to reach the light. So, yeah, anyways. So what I got going on here is this is Eco Complete. There's some fluval stratum in here, just some regular gravel like this, and then sand in front. So I'm just going to keep them in pretty good sized clumps and plant them randomly. I'm not going to use root tabs or anything. I'm just going to let them do their thing. So while you're doing this, you do want to peel away any dead leaves you see on here. You might have seen me do that in the time lapse there. Always a good idea. And I think we ended up with just the perfect amount too. This is the only place I wanted dwarf sag. Obviously it's going to grow. It's going to carpet out. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. Alright, there we go. I'd rather not see these roots though. This is for the hothos. Hide those back there. Well, there we go. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Dwarf Sagittaria, like 6.5, 7.5 pH. This stuff grows everywhere, all over the U.S., Colombia. It's an invasive species. Anywhere there's aquariums, you can pretty much find this stuff in the wild at this point. But now for the good part. These fish, I'm telling you, these fish are awesome. Alright, now I know a lot of you, if not all of you, know about these peacock gudgeons, right? These guys right here. Doesn't want to focus. These guys here. But have you ever seen these guys? These are a purple spotted gudgeon. Hard to get a good look at them in this container. Maybe if we bring them over here, put them under the light. So yeah, the purple spotted gudgeon. There's two species of these. There's the northern and the southern. And really the only way to tell the difference is to count their scales, and I'm not going to go through that right now. It's not too important to me. If they start breeding and spawning and I start selling them, then I'll take one out and count their scales. Otherwise, not a big deal. These are really small, these specific ones. They do get between 5 and 7 inches, depending on if they're the northern or the southern. So once they grow up, we'll be able to tell the difference. But they're going to live in this tank right now, temporarily. They'll probably actually make it the whole year in here. I don't imagine them getting to that 7-inch mark this summer, so hopefully they'll be able to grow out in here just fine, and then maybe next summer we got a new summer tubbing fish. Just gonna let them go in here. I do have 12 of them. I'm only putting 6 of them in here for now. Kind of see how well they do. I've never seen this fish for sale anywhere. I've never seen it in a fish store before. I've never even seen it online anywhere. I saw it on the list and I had to give it a try. I'll probably let them get established in here for a little bit, and then I want to add a colony of cherry shrimp once these plants take off and give the shrimp some place to hide, because I'm pretty sure these guys are going to love to chow down on shrimp. I hope their eyes are supposed to be glazed over like that. Again, there's not a lot of information on these guys, but it does kind of concern me a little bit. Well, hopefully they're supposed to be like that. If anyone has any experience with these, let me know down below if the eyes are supposed to be glazed over like that. I've only seen this on like pufferfish, and it's usually not a good sign on pufferfish when their eyes look like that. So I understand this is a gudgeon, so hopefully that's not the case here. I definitely plan on adding more fish in here once these guys get settled in. Maybe some corridors. I don't know that I want to do too many bottom dwellers with these guys in here. I wouldn't mind putting some tetras in here either. I do have some of the orange Von Rio tetras that look really, really good. And these guys have pretty much already gone and found their hiding places. I'm still taking advice on what else to put in here. I've got a lot of good suggestions like frogs, salamanders, even turtles. Again, this is only 50 gallons, and also there is no top. So any if not all amphibians are kind of ruled out. Turtles definitely not. Maybe I can find some freshwater crabs. That's about the only thing I can think of that wouldn't be able to crawl out of here. Is crab's not going to be able to climb up the glass. And again, there is about 3 inches that separates this piece here from the back. So they would have to like jump to get out. And even then, they'd probably fall back in. So if I could find some freshwater crab again, I'd probably go that route. Otherwise, it's going to be these gudgeons. Like I said, some shrimp for them to eat and kind of feast on. They do love live food. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Dwarf Sagittaria, purple spotted gudgeons. Let me know down below if you have any experience with this fish. There's some stuff on the internet, but not a lot. It's pretty, I feel like it's just pretty standard to gudgeons in general. I've tried viber bites and bug bites. So far, no go on any prepared food. Next up is frozen food. Luckily, I have every type of frozen food you can even imagine. So I'll go through all those, and if if they still don't eat, then I'm gonna have to go pick up some blackworms or something. So definitely let me know down below if you have any experience with this fish. I hope you're enjoying this tank as much as I am. It's really been a ton of fun to work on, and I'd like to do something like this on a much bigger scale, and I've got something in the works. So if you're not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time.